The city glittered like glass under the morning sun. From the top floor of Hendrix Global, Alexander Reed could see everything: the rivers, the highways, the ant-sized people moving below. Everything except himself. At 35, Alexander was the youngest CEO in the company's history. Ruthless, composed, and brilliant. That's how they described him. But behind his tailored suit and quiet confidence lived a man haunted by emptiness. Every day he followed the same pattern: board meetings, stock reports, empty congratulations. The walls of his office were transparent, yet somehow he felt trapped. That morning, while his car waited at a red light, he noticed her, a young woman selling bottled water to passing cars. Her hair was messy from the wind, her smile soft but strong. She knocked on his window with a hope that didn't belong to that street. He almost ignored her. But something, maybe her eyes, maybe his boredom with perfection, made him roll down the window. "How much?" he asked. $2, she said, voice trembling but bright. Her name was Lila. She thanked him for buying 2 bottles, then ran to the next car before the light turned green. He watched her disappear into the noise, carrying a crate heavier than her dreams. That night, Alexander couldn't sleep. He thought of her, her smile, her exhaustion, the way she ran against the world as if she could change it with kindness. The next morning, he drove the same route again. Not to get to work faster, but to find her. She was there, same street, same crate, same gentle persistence. He parked nearby, pretending to check emails while watching her. Layla noticed him too. "Back again?" she laughed. He smiled awkwardly, embarrassed by his own curiosity. "You could buy water from a store, you know," she teased. "Stores don't sell it with your smile," he replied without thinking. That line made her blush. For the first time in years, Alexander felt something real. Something that couldn't be calculated in profit margins. Days turned into weeks. He stopped by every morning, buying water he didn't need. She started saving 1 bottle for him, calling it the CEO's special. They talked about dreams, childhood, survival. Lila told him she sold water to pay for her brother's surgery. Alexander never told her who he really was. To her, he was Alex, a quiet man who worked somewhere in finance. To him, she was the reminder of everything he had forgotten to feel. One day, it rained heavily. Most vendors ran away, but not Lila. She stood there, drenched, determined. He got out of his car and helped her cover her bottles. "You'll get sick," he warned. "If I go home, we don't eat," she said simply. That truth cut deeper than any corporate failure. That night, Alexander searched her name online. Nothing. No social media, no records. Just silence, like she existed only on that street. The next morning, he offered her a job, receptionist, simple position, clean office. But she refused. "If I leave the street, who'll pay for my brother's medicine?" "You could earn more," he insisted. "Money doesn't always come clean," she said softly. He didn't understand. Not yet. Over time, their friendship grew. They met secretly in small cafes after her shift. He brought her books, she brought him laughter. He began to skip meetings. His assistant noticed. Investors noticed. The press noticed. Rumors spread. The CEOs lost his edge. The board questioned his focus. But Alexander didn't care. He finally felt alive. One night, as they walked near the river, she confessed to something. "My brother's not just sick. He's in trouble." "They're trouble. I'm paying off people who could hurt him." Alexander's chest tightened. "Let me help," he said. "No," she replied. "You'd make it worse. Money changes people, turns help into control." He was silent. For the first time, he realized that love couldn't fix everything. A week later, she didn't show up. He searched every street corner, every alley. Nothing. Her phone was disconnected. Her crate abandoned near a bus stop. He used his company's security network to trace her. Cameras showed her leaving town with 2 men, one of them her brother. The next day, he received a message. "Don't look for me. Thank you for the water." Days became weeks. He returned to his office, colder, quieter, lonelier. His company's profits rose again. He was back in control, or so it seemed. But every time he saw bottled water in a meeting room, he felt something break inside. One afternoon, while reviewing contracts, he received a brown envelope with no return address. Inside, a single water bottle and a note. "Keep this one for yourself." He stared at it for hours. Was it from her? Was she alive? That night, he drove back to the same intersection, empty. The rain started again. Same smell, same streets, same loneliness. He stepped out, closed his eyes, and for a moment, imagined she was still there, smiling, offering him another chance. Months later, Alexander gave a speech at the company's annual event. He spoke not about profits or power, but about purpose. "We sell what people need," he said, "but forget what they feel." The audience applauded politely, not understanding the weight behind his words. Afterward, he went home to his penthouse. It was spotless, silent, sterile. On the kitchen counter sat the water bottle she'd sent, unopened, untouched. He turned it slowly, reading the faded label. It wasn't a brand he'd ever seen in stores. Handwritten letters on the cap said, "Stay human." For the first time in years, he cried. Outside, thunder rolled. He opened the balcony doors and let the rain pour in. He placed the bottle on the edge of the railing and whispered, "I'm trying, Lila." The wind knocked it over. It fell, slow, graceful, disappearing into the city below. Somewhere in that noise, he thought he heard her laugh. The next morning, he came to work with an idea, to launch a foundation providing clean water for street vendors and low-income families. He named it the Lila Project. As cameras flashed, he smiled faintly, not for the press, but for the memory of a girl who sold him water and taught him thirst. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. Because somewhere out there, someone like Lila is still fighting the rain, and maybe your click helps their story reach the light.